It is time for my October TBR. Hi everyone, I'm Ashley and I am an overambitious reader. There's no way I'm going to read all these, but we're going to try. So let's start talking about them. So the first book on my TBR is Sister, Maiden, Mother, and this is by Lucy A. Snyder. This is a horror book that takes place in an apocalyptic world, and things are very different since the world ended. This book follows three women. The first one is Erin, who is once quiet and closeted, acquires an appetite for a woman and her brain. I'm curious to see if she actually wants to eat her brain or if she just wants to hear her thoughts, but I'm leaning towards eat her brain. The second woman is Savannah, who is a professional BDSM switch, discovers a new turn-on, committing brutal murders for her eldritch masters. And the third one is Mareva, I'm not sure how to pronounce it, but she's plagued with chronic tumors. It is too horrified to acknowledge her divine role in the coming apocalypse. As her growths multiply, so too does her desperation. I'm really excited to see how all their stories interconnect and just read about these women in this gory, horrific world. Next up is Bring Me Your Midnights by Rachel Griffin. And this is one of my auto-buy authors, and I always get the first edition printing because they come with these gorgeous printings on the hardback themselves. And this one is about Tana, who is in a coven, and she is set to marry the governor's son in sort of alliance between her coven, the island people, and the mainlanders. Then one day she misses a midnight ritual where her coven, they expel most of their magic into the ocean in order for them to seem as like not a big a threat to the mainlanders. So she misses that, which is a fatal mistake for her. And she ends up meeting Wolf, who is part of a coven that does dark magic, and she's getting tempted by the dark magic and has to choose between Wolf and the governor's son. I'm really excited for this. Rachel Griffin always manages to write such amazing witch stories, and the witches are always so in tune with nature, and I love it. It's beautiful. It's just, if you haven't read a book by her, I really recommend that you do, because they're amazing. The next three books are kind of lumped together because they're all part of the same series, and that is the Buffy the Vampire Slayer series. I have the 3 volumes. Each one has 3 books in it. The first one has Coyote Moon, Night of the Living Rerun, and Portal Through Time. The second book has Halloween Reign, Bad Bargain, and After Image. And the third and final one has Carnival of Souls, One Thing or Your Mother, and Blooded. I actually found these in a used bookstore up in Buffalo, and these have been out of print for a while. I've known these existed, but I've never seen them in stores, so as soon as I saw all 3 of them, I had to buy them, and I got all 3 for less than $20, so it's pretty good. They're a bit beat up, but that's what happens when you buy books that are pre-owned, and I'm 100% fine with that. But they're Buffy the Vampire Slayer. They're based off of the TV show, which is my all-time favorite TV show in the world, and I'm just really excited. I know these are gonna read like bad, like early 2000s YA books, but I'm really excited about it, honestly. It's just, they're usually easy to fly through, and I can't wait to be in this world in book form. I've read some of the comics, but like to be in it in an actual like chapter book form is going to be really interesting, and it's perfect for spooky season. Next up, I have Luckiest Girl Alive by Jessica Knoll. I'm honestly not too sure what this one is about. I know there's a movie about it on Netflix. I think Mila Kunis is in it. I really want to watch it, but my mom raised me with this rule: if you want to see something based off a book, you have to read the book first. She hates that I still enforce this rule because then she has to wait to watch things with me, but I will forever enforce the rule. So it's supposed to be like a thriller, so I figured it'd be really good for spooky season, and it just says in the back, her perfect life is a perfect lie. So I'm ready for the lies and the drama. And I just think the cover's cool. I like this singular black rose. The next book on my TBR is Fall of Ruin and Wrath by Jennifer L. Armentrout, and this takes place in a world that is destroyed by gods. Only 9 cities were spared, and these 9 cities are separated with wilderness filled with monsters. So each city has like a guardian ruler of sorts, and that royal feeds on mortal pleasure. And this follows Callista, who has intuition that never lies, and so she is used for that information in exchange for her safety. And she ends up meeting and saving a prince, and then her intuition tells her, today he is her savior, but tomorrow he'll be her doom. Today he'll bring her joy, one day he'll be her doom. So I'm really excited about this. I got the Barnes & Noble exclusive edition, and I like the red a lot more than the blue, actually. So I'm just really excited about this. I love Jennifer L. Armentrout. I love how quickly I can get through her books. It just seems like a fun fantasy read, which will probably make me cry, but we're going to read it anyway. Next is a book that's out October 3rd, but my Barnes & Noble had it out a little bit early. And that is Wildfire by Hannah Grace. This is the sequel to Icebreaker, and this follows Russ and Aurora. Russ and Aurora have a one-night stand, and they think they're never going to see each other again, but then they go to the summer camp that they work at and discover that they are co-counselors. And they feel this attraction with each other, but the camp has a no staff fraternizing policy, but it says Aurora has never been very good at caring about the rules. So kind of like low-key a little bit forbidden romance, just a tiny bit. So I'm really excited about this. I absolutely loved Icebreaker, and this one, it seems so cool. I love the summer camp setting. It's gonna be kind of weird reading a summer camp setting that's not like stabby stab stab murder, because that's summer camps that I usually read, but I'm excited for a romance in it. And the last physical book that I want to read in October is Assistant to the Villain by Hannah Nicole Mayer. And this is a TikToker. I've been following her videos for so long, so I was really excited when she actually published her book as Red Sprayed Edges. I love it. So this is about Evie, who through a mishap ends up being offered and accepting a job to be the assistant to an infamous villain. And while she's working for him, she discovers that there might be a rat in their midst, and they want to bring the villain down, and she has to kind of go and save him. I'm really excited for this. I've seen it all over TikTok. I've seen people say really good things about it, and I know there's a cliffhanger, which is going to kill me, but I'm going to read it anyway. I'm super excited for this, and I can't get over the red edges. I can't get over it. I love it so much. So now let's get into some of the ebooks I want to read this month. I'm not going to talk through all of them because there's a lot. I'm not going to read all of them. I just like to have a lot of options. And there's a lot of arcs that I have coming out this month that I am going to try to read. Definitely not going to happen. But the first book is Pumpkin Spice by Tegan Shepard. And this is a sapphic romance about Nikki and Carter. Carter owns a pumpkin farm, and Nikki's niece is obsessed with Halloween and ropes her into kind of helping run and volunteer for this Halloween type festival that is being sponsored by Carter Farms, I believe. So Nikki and Carter just keep getting thrown together, and a romance happens between them. I'm really excited for it. It seems very fall inspired, and I just love it. It seems so cozy, and I'm really excited for it. Next, I have The Fallback Plan, which is another fall inspired type romance, and this is about Jolie, who returns to Harvest Hollow and opens a bar and just wants everyone to kind of realize she's a new person, not the rebellious teen that she used to be. And one day, Lucas, who is the town cop, goes to her and says she is accused of the most ridiculous crime in their town's history. And I know it's just gonna be like hate to love, and I'm really excited about it. It sounds really cute, and it's another cozy romance. Okay, so the last ebook I'm going to talk about is Mr. and Mrs. Witch, and this is about a couple who are in love and they're going to go get married. Savannah is a witch, but she does not tell her fiance that. She's keeping it a secret. And then the guy, I can't remember his name, hold on. Griffin. I have the summary up on my laptop right there. Griffin, he is part of an organization that hunts witches. So literally at their wedding, walking down the aisle, they discover each other's secrets. He discovers she's a witch, and she discovers he's a witch hunter. It just sounds so crazy, and witches is perfect for spooky season, so it seems like a fun read. I can't wait to see what happens, and it's one of those like type of books where the characters are already in love with each other, and I haven't really read many of them. So I kind of want to see if I'm into that type of trope and if it's fun to read. So we'll see. Okay, so that is my October TBR. Not all the ebooks, but some of them. Again, I chose a lot to read for this month, so if I talked about them, this would be like an hour-long video. So let's see how many I can read this month. Let me know in the comments what you want to read. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and click that subscribe button. Thank you guys. Bye.